Four quiet truths that can settle your world. Your world is not necessarily Washington, D.C., or Austin, Texas, or Beijing, China. Your world consists of those you care about, those things that will affect you personally, those things that can encourage you, can refresh you, or can discourage you and disappoint you. Four quiet truths that can settle your world. Number one, my Father's heart is kind toward me. My Father's heart is kind toward me. My Heavenly Father is not my enemy. Satan is an enemy, the enemy, ultimate enemy. But my Father's heart is kind toward me. Jesus told that story on purpose, by design. He created it, made it up, and spoke it in words that we could understand about the two sons, the two brothers. The youngest said, "I've had enough. I don't want to live this way anymore." And he checked out in that story, went to, as Jesus said and called it, the far country. He wasted everything, lost his inheritance. Finally woke up one day and realized what a mistake he had made and decided to come home. The striking part of that story is not just that the boy came home, but it's how he was received when he got home. Jesus said that father, that earthly father, when he saw that boy coming, got up, filled with compassion, and ran toward him, hugged him, and kissed him, and just kept kissing him, and brought him home. My Father's heart is kind toward me. That's a deep, profound, and even fundamental truth that many of us who may have grown up in religious systems, even in a Christian system, but we've never really been convinced that we were loved by the Father, or that we felt His love, that we felt worthy of His love. None of us are worthy of His love, but it's just because He is predisposed to care for His own and to love His own that He loves us. My Father's heart is kind toward me. That's quiet truth number one. Number two, David used this phrase, my times are in His hands. He was, at that moment, David, surrounded by enemies. He wrote it in, he says, in a besieged city. He had been abandoned by those who should have stood with him and so forth. It was a tough time in his life, but he said, I'm going to trust you, Lord, because my times are in your hand. You hold my life. You hold the safety of my life. You hold the provisions of my life. You hold the present, and you hold the outcome of my life. My times are in your hand. There are two more of those quiet truths. If you want to click the button below and hear the rest of this message from one of our Sunday services recently, please do that. I believe it will encourage you, and it can bring some steadiness to your world. God bless you.